you guys. I went live for like a minute and then I had to change it because when I have my Wi-Fi on, I'm all blurry. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but so I am making a buffalo chicken crusted pizza and it's a little labor intensive. I didn't realize that it was like a 3 or 4 parter. So I'm gonna just give you the basics and then show you the end product, okay? So the first thing you do is you use canned chicken. And so it comes in cans just like tuna. And you just drain the water. You put it in the oven at 350 degrees for 10 minutes and it dries it out. And that's what I have right here, okay? So it's on parchment paper or I have these silicone papers. Either one will work. So then you're gonna put that in a bowl. It's all dried out. Parchment paper would work a little bit better because it would soak up some of the water, but these silicone, I was out of parchment. These silicone ones work just fine. So I'm gonna show you what it's gonna look like to get it back into the oven. And then it's just too long to show you the whole process. Okay, so we have 2 cans of chicken. I think they were 5-ounce cans. And then you're going to add an egg. It says a large egg. I use farm eggs, organic eggs, anything like that. Let me grab a towel here. And then a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. I buy mine already shredded, but I always recommend that you shred your own so that it is truly keto. Shredded cheese has a little bit of a powder on them, a potato powder, which makes them hard to have carbs, okay? So we're just mixing that. See how I got it? And you're gonna wanna just break all that chicken up and make it real fine. And that drying it out in the oven kind of does that already. Let me make sure that I got everything in that. So we added the chicken and the cheese and the egg. And that's it. So then we're gonna move it back to our parchment paper, or in my case, the silicone tray. Okay. We're just gonna put it on there like so. And then it says to put another silicone tray on, or paper on top and squish it, but I'm just gonna use a cutting board. So I'll flatten it out a little bit with my spatula. And then I'm just gonna put this on there, kind of squish it. Can you guys see that okay? Let me bring you a little bit closer. That might help. Hi, you guys. How are ya? Yeah, I was kind of bummed that I can't show you from start to finish, but you'll be on here for like an hour, and who wants to do that? There. Just shove that all together, kind of make sure there's no big gaps. There. Now we're gonna put that in the oven. Make sure I got all the chicken off of there. We're gonna put that back in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes, and it's gonna make a hard shell. And that's your pizza crust, okay? And it's just made out of chicken and cheese. So, at this point, I turned the oven up to 500 degrees. And we're gonna shove it back in the oven. And it's super hot. Okay. Set the timer, 10 minutes. Now, while that's cooking, I'm gonna show you the sauce that goes on top. Frank's Red Hot, I buy it in the big bulk, and you're gonna use a 1/4 cup of that. That's gonna go in your pan, like so. And then a 1/4 cup of butter. And you know that I've talked about this before. I use Kerrygold. It is the best, you guys. Grass-fed butter, organic, delicious. Super creamy, kind of sweet a little bit. It has that, hi Bonnie, thank you for sharing. Kind of that sweetness on there. Okay, so that's a 1/4 cup of that. I guess I should turn this burner on. And then apple cider vinegar. And it just calls for 2 1/4 teaspoons, which I have around here somewhere. We'll just use a teaspoon. Okay. So this is the sauce that we're going to put on when it comes out, when it turns into a little crust. Okay. Apple cider vinegar, Frank's, and butter. We're going to melt that. And it's going to just make like this little sauce. And that's going to go on the pizza. And it's really just chicken. And honestly, you could doctor this up. I'm just following the recipe that I'm going to enclose in the comments. But you could put mushrooms and olives and all kinds of different things on top. But I'm just kind of following the recipe, and it's kind of going to look like that, which you guys can see it right over there. So let me get this melted, and then I'm going to cut that one and show you guys, okay? So you don't have to stay on here for the whole time. You know me, I like it short and sweet. And this really is super easy. It's just going to take too long for a whole live on it. You know, red pepper flakes would be really good too. Mozzarella cheese. So when this comes out in 10 minutes, I'm going to put this sauce on there and some mozzarella cheese on top. And I'm going to throw it back in for another 8 to 10 minutes. Okay? It's that easy. Okay, so that's what your sauce looks like. It's kind of loose. You could thicken it up if you wanted with some more butter. Or, I mean, if you really wanted it thick. I don't think necessarily it needs to be. But that's it. Okay? Turn that off. Bring this pizza over here. And I'm going to show you guys how it is. And this is really live because I haven't even tried it. Normally I try everything before. Oh, it's nice and firm. Hi, Vicki. I shouldn't really be cutting on my silicone. That's not a good idea. Okay, ready? Ready? Wow. That's really good. And it's not super hot because of the butter. If you don't like hot stuff, Frank's is sometimes hot for some people. But because I add the apple cider and the butter, it kind of toned it down. Let me try another bite. It's good. And the longer you cook it, it's a little bit chewy. You definitely taste the chicken and the cheese and then the chives. Really good. But I think if you cooked it a little bit longer than this, you'd get it really, really crispy like these edges are. That's good. Yeah. I'm going to show you guys. You guys see that? Looks good, huh? It's that easy. I'm going to enclose the recipe in the comments so you'll have it. It's a couple, I don't know, probably a 15-20 minute recipe in all. But doctor it up. Put some mushrooms on it, some olives. You could totally change it other than what I just did. Okay? That's it. That's all I got. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you watching. Have a great night. And today is day 19. We're almost there. Bye.